Hi guys, this is Androidpipe.com and I'm here with a very cool game. It's called Plague Inc. And here we go. It's one of the most sadistic games I've played, and it's from a sadistical, psychological point of view. The idea is that you create a plague and that you help it spread throughout the world. You even give it a name. So let's say E. coli. And you have to spread that virus, make sure it reaches more countries, make it evolve, change its DNA, and make it very hard to cure. So basically it's the simulator of a global catastrophe, of a big infection with a virus. It's a very simple game. Basically it takes up 23 megabytes of space, it's available for free, it requires Android 2.1 and up, and back in the days it was available as a flash game from the browser, and as you can see we did an upgrade. The original free version has a slightly different UI. If you pay $1, you get this UI at the bottom, and you get the ability to fast forward the time in the game through this option right here. At the start of the game, you have to begin by choosing a country, so you have to choose a strategy well. If you choose Russia, you have to adapt the virus to cold conditions. If you choose Saudi Arabia, for example, you have to adapt it for the desert, warm locations, and let's say in Russia you'll also adapt it to rural communities. This is the soundtrack, and here on the news scroller up top you'll see various news from around the world so that you know how your virus will develop. Okay, so let's choose Russia, and once you conquer a new country with your virus, you'll see that biohazard symbol. You press it and you get more DNA. So this is the main resource of the game, the DNA right here, and collecting DNA points will ensure you an evolution of the virus. Here you can see various travel routes all over the world to see which countries communicate with which and make the virus travel more easily. There are 5 people infected right now, and let's fast forward time. And using these orange pop-ups we gain DNA points to make our virus evolve even more. There are 13 people infected now, and we have 10 DNA points to spend, so we can spend them on the ways of transmission. You can create, for example, something like bird flu. You can use birds to spread it, mice, insects, livestock, air currents, water, or simply you can select blood to spread the virus via blood-to-blood contact. You can also develop the symptoms and some special abilities like resilience to cold. That's what we need since we're in Russia, and from Russia we'll probably spread to Norway, Sweden and other cold countries. There are various strange sounds during the game, like a child laughing, some bells being tolled, a crow, or various other sounds like a creepy child saying we're all going to die. So once again, it's a pretty sick game, but in a cool way. The idea is to destroy the whole planet with a virus and help the virus spread all over the world. This is a realistic plague simulator. The folks of Endemic Creations really used real life potentially dangerous information to create this simulator, and the AI is also pretty advanced. When I say AI, I mean the fact that there is a cure at some point and that researchers are working against you to find the cure. So you're the virus and they're the cure, and now let's spend more points. As you can see, we have 256 people infected, and let's work on the ability to resist the cold even more. And the transmission, as you can see, livestock affects rural areas, and you should probably get some info on countries. So Russia is here. If you press Russia, you can see information about it. It's a rural country and cold. So for example, if you press West Africa, so let's choose another country. We chose Poland. Poland is also a rural country and typically cold. You can also see if they have sea access in West Africa. Some info, poor rural group of countries with a hot climate. and right now we have 1800 people infected, and since we're having a virus here, it will mutate, it will turn into cysts, into coma, it will cause paranoia and other stuff. There are two strategies to the game. You can either make your symptoms crazy and scare the people and they will start working on a cure, or you can sneak in, infect the planet and then kill them. If you make the symptoms too strong, you may kill a couple of millions, but they will cure it. We have spread to China, and once you spread to a new country, it all goes crazy. Once again, we're in fast forward mode. If we're in the normal mode, the time passes much slower. So you may even end up playing for about half an hour to an hour for a normal session. That's why fast forward is required, to make it short, like 10-15 minutes. Virus is spreading once more. In Russia there are already 300 people infected, 300,000 excuse me. And now let's work on the transmission, more livestock, and maybe more abilities. Like the one, viral instability, the DNA becomes erratic. So at first your virus can be a rash, then nausea, and then reach coma, and then who knows. It spreads to Ukraine. The idea is to wait and choose a decent strategy. As you can see, we infected Norway and Sweden, cold countries. Now we have to focus on the warm countries. And as you can see, the map, Russia is almost conquered by the virus. 29 million people infected in Russia. And let's spend some more DNA points. Let's develop the instability and wait for more points. Now there are 80 million people infected in Russia, 90 million, 100 million, and we have reached more infectious status than HIV. Now the USA is also infected, paranoia has been added to the symptoms, and we really have to start focusing on warm countries to also get to them. So we don't have enough DNA points, let's wait for that. It's just like a normal virus, it spreads through air or mice or birds or blood. And now we're infected hot countries. Russia is taken over, 141 million infected. Turkey is already researching the cure. Now there's a rash. We have also conquered the, let's say, you can also conquer Turkey, 72 million infected. Russia has been shut down. People are already working on the cure, and we're working against the cure. So as you can see, there's 1% development for the cure right now. And we have to slow it down, or maybe even stop it. We need more points for that. It's nice that the virus can mutate. The bacteria couldn't do that. Well, it could, but much rarer. Okay, now it's time to once again evolve the ability to resist the heat. And keep in mind that not one single person has died yet. Our disease has become seizures. There are 7 different disease types in this game, and 4 special mutations, and hundreds of features to evolve, thousands of world events, and more than 50 countries. So people have started dying. In China there are already 100, or better said 400,000 dead. That was the creepy sound of a child teasing the world with its death. and here is the resilience to both cold and heat. And now let's work on the transmission, let's work on mice, and let's work on blood. Here we go, transmit it to mice and blood. And it's full craziness. In Russia there are 160,000 dead, in China 1 million dead, and now there are tumors. Pretty sick game once again, but the cure is in progress, 20% already. If you tap those blue icons, you slow down the cure. Now it has reached South America, and let's mutate it again. Let's evolve the mice, and let's evolve. You can also evolve or devolve to get your points back. In Russia there are already 1 million dead. Okay, so you get the idea. The game is called Plague Inc., one of the most original games I've played and one of the sickest. I advise you to download it right now. It's available for free, but if you want to upgrade your interface and get a fast forward mode, you can spend $1. We give it a 10 out of 10 since it's a very good game and we loved playing it here at Androidpipe.com. Have fun with it and bye bye.